Hi, this is Haley over here at Camper's Choice RV. This is going to be the walkthrough on the 2026 Forest River Cherokee Timberwolf 20 OG, the mini loft.
Hi, my name is Patrick. I'll be your technician going through your walkthrough today. I start off here with the tongue of the vehicle where you have your jack to raise and lower to set for level. Also have your two 7-gallon tanks, and then back here you'll have your battery box with your 12-volt battery in it. Also, we have your 7-way connection for your travel, your chains, and then your breakaway for your brakes. Back along the way here, the stabilizer jacks are right here. You have one in each 4 corners, not to be confused with levelers. They're simply there to stabilize, not to take weight of the RV. Further back here, you have your black tank and your gray tank, sewer outlet connections, along with your 50 amp connection, and then your fresh water drain, which is back down behind the tire right here. And then of course we have your docking station with your fresh water connection, your cable and satellite hookups, along with your city connection and your black tank flush. And then of course this is your furnace exhaust, so this is coming out hot and bringing in air that way from the top. Another stabilizer jack. The city water connection that I have set up has the pressure regulator on it. It's something that you'll probably want to get if you're going to be connected to city water, because of the amount of pressure you're going to come in. It'll mess with your water heater and make it not get up to temp because of the amount of pressure, so you'll have to lower the pressure at the faucet. Right here, your LP quick connect is going to be just right down here, where you can plug into, say, a griddle or a barbecue or something like that, and use the RV propane rather than a standalone tank. And then here is your tankless water heater. This is the main on and off switch for it. Right now is on for use. Down would be off when winterized. Then of course you got your outside shower right here, which I have unlocked because I've been using it. I'll just show that. This is producing water, hot water, and then cold water. Now, one thing to note on these is if you're going to use your outdoor shower, you want to make sure that both valves are turned back off, because that can mess with the amount of hot water you get, because it will mix the cold and hot right there, lessening your amount of hot water that you'll get. So this thing's pretty straightforward. You got your control center basically right here with your TV, your Bluetooth system, USB, GFI outlets, and then all your controls there. Fresh tank, battery, black 1 and 2, gray 1 and 2. Tank heaters, that's so if it's getting cold out and you have any kind of fluid in your fresh tank or gray tank or black tank, that will keep those warmed up so they don't freeze over. This one's to turn on the water pump if you're going to be connected to a freshwater system rather than a city water system, so you'll be drawing from your tank rather than through a hose hooked up to a city connection. And then of course you got your stove, your range, and your oven. Pretty simple. Electric igniters. They're pretty easy. And then of course the oven's not quite as simple. There's down here, and you turn this is the light, and then you gotta get this ignited, and it'll pop on down here a little pilot light once it finally lights. Anyways, there. And then once you get the pilot light, oh gosh darn it. Why is it not staying? There. Now it's staying lit. So once you get the pilot light set, then you can come over here and you can set your temperature up or down based on whatever degree you want it to be on. And then of course you have your timer setting right here as well. You can adjust whatever you'd like. But yeah, the main thing is getting the pilot lit first, and then you can set your temperature up and down, and it'll adjust the heat there. We have the dishwasher here, which is pretty basic. Oh wait, I don't do these ones very often.
It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, then you just go through and you set your settings and hit the play button to engage the dishwasher. Not super big, but pretty nice to have in an RV. And it's kind of the same thing with the washer and dryer. On button, choose your setting, whichever one you desire, and then start. And this is also a pause button. And then it will run your cycle and you have nice fresh clean clothes. And then I think, is it a combo? Yeah, it's a dryer too. So yeah, these things are pretty cool. And of course you got your ice maker machine inside here, which I've tested and made sure that it works. It's very efficient. And then you got your battery cut off there. That's what you'll turn off whenever you're not going to be using the unit. That way it's not drawing any kind of 12 volt power. You can have it on or off if you're plugged to shore, but your battery won't charge if it's not on. That's the only thing to note. And then down here is just some storage, plus this is where your water pump and the connections and stuff for that are, and this is how you go to winterize it. There's a line right here that you put your antifreeze jug in this, or this hose in your antifreeze jug, and then you open your valve and then turn your water pump on, and you'll open up all the faucets and low point drains to winterize. The furnace is down underneath here. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but there's a furnace down in here, and then there's ducting throughout that keeps this place nice and toasty warm, which I know you can't feel, but it's toasty warm. There's some accessories in here for the fridge, or the sink. I might as well put these in here now. Microwave, basic, time to cook, 1 minute, and start. Pause, clear, a normal microwave. It's big though. And of course we got this big old fridge and freezer, double door, has smart LED. Don't know much what else to say about that other than your settings here. You can change the temperatures by, how do you do it? You have to hold the mode lock, and then you can tap on the one or the other and change the setting degrees however you'd like. We usually keep it right around 38 to 39, and then at 0 on the freezer. And then you just lock that so it doesn't get messed up, and you're good to go. And you got the freezer. As you can see, it's nice and frosted over, doing its job. We have the loft up here, we have a ceiling fan, and then we have dual ACs along with the furnace, and then they also have dry mode, and then just a basic fan on there. The loft has a fireplace and lots of forward storage, has a fancy little wolf pup light. That's a nice little feature, kind of cool. But not much else to show up there other than some outlets and light switches. There is a loft behind up there as well that has the ottoman deal up there for storage and a little small bed. One thing that's kind of confusing in here is this thing. It's kind of weird to operate, but basically you just hold this thing and then it pushes out, and that's to open the vent so that you can turn this on, and then it draws out as an exhaust vent while you're taking your shower, your hot shower. And then it's also got a light. Wow. If that thing stops working, there is an inline fuse on it that's just right here that you can check first, just in case. And then of course you got your nice shower. Hot water's on right now. It'll show how hot it'll get up to if you want to show them the temp once it reaches the temp. It's up there nice and hot. that is how you also, that controller is how you turn the water heater on and off after you flip the switch at the water heater. That won't be on until you switch it. This is your main GFI outlet. So if this ever pops like that and you don't have power at any of your plugs, this would be the first place that I check. And we'll just come in there, make sure the light's green, and then you should have power. Got a nice porcelain toilet, winterized right now. Oops. There, that's what you want to see. But yeah, these things are kind of, they're weird because they don't fill the bowl all the way like a normal toilet does. They only do just a portion of it, like that you see there. But that is normal. And if you're going to use your toilet on an RV toilet, generally you take and just hit your lever just a little bit till it fills, and then fill your bowl, and then do your business, and then flush. That's how I told my mom to do it anyways. And then here's your bedroom, which is pretty basic as well, but really nice with your emergency window here and also over here. 2 lights up there, 3rd over the study deal there. Storage under the bed, lots of that because it goes into the front compartment as well. Or wait, yeah, nope, I was wrong. Sorry, this one didn't have a compartment on it. I'm so used to the 5th wheels doing that, yeah. But anyways, yeah, this thing is hooked up to an antenna and will do live channels. I don't know how many it will program wherever they're located. They'll probably have to do it again. And then one thing to remember is if you're going to store this ever, there's a button back here on the antenna that you got to turn that off to keep the power from drawing on the battery, because there's a few things in here, unless you turn the battery cutoff off, that will draw off power and kill your battery over time. And so one of them is the antenna, the other one is going to be the LP detector, wherever that's hiding at right here. That's another thing we want to probably note, is there's an LP detector down there, and then smoke detectors up top.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a question in the comment section or give us a call at 360-545-9442. Have a wonderful day.